Hey guys, welcome back. So now in this particular video, we will talk about our identify stakeholders, which is part of your initiating process group, right? The focus area, if you ask me. So now what is identify stakeholder? Identify stakeholders is you are identifying all the stakeholders who are working on your project. Now let me give you an example. Let me show you our project, right? Okay. If you see our construction project, right, who all are stakeholders? Basically, the residents who will be buying this apartment from me. It will be, the person who will, the contractor who will be constructing the swimming pool, the contractor who is overall responsible for that, then the government, because you need approvals from government. Where would all this information be stored? Where would you store all this information? All this information will be stored in your stakeholder register, which is an output of your identify stakeholder process. So what do you do in identify? It identify people groups affected by or able to influence the project outcome. So the people who are directly or indirectly being impacted by a project, that is what stakeholders are. So that identification you will do it in this particular process, which is your process number 2 of initiation. Okay. Who matters and why, right? That's your memory hook. In PMP scenario clue, in scenarios, identify and analyze before engaging deeply. So first you need to identify and then only you can engage it. Also another thing which you need to know from identify stakeholder processes, that the output of this is stakeholder register. Let me show you the ITTO flow. Like the main output is your stakeholder register, and in stakeholder register, this is a living document. When I say living document, what do I mean by that is that you can constantly update it. Why? Because let's say you are in the planning phase and you identify new stakeholders, then you will come back and do this process again. Why? Because you are updating your stakeholders in the stakeholder register. Okay. So now let's see from an ITTO perspective. We will definitely have project charter as an input, right? Because project charter is your high level document which was created in the previous process, that will give you the high level stakeholder information. So this becomes your base documents to update the stakeholder register. Then you will have your business case and benefits management plan. As I said to you before, business case or benefits management plan is why you are doing the project and what are the benefits. Like for example, the benefit of our construction project is that there is no no apartment complex in this area. So that's a benefit, right? People who do not have apartment complex, now they will get a place to live here. For us, it's a benefit from an organization perspective, that we will have a financial benefit attached to it, right? So this means from a benefits management plan, I can give a responsibility to resource A, who is, let's say, the sales director, that is his or her responsibility to sell these flats, right? So this person is a stakeholder for me. I'll update that in the stakeholder register. Of course, you will have your project management plan, communication management plan, and stakeholder engagement plan, all these documents as well as the input. Now, a lot of times people say that, Varun, we did not create these documents yet or project plans yet. How are these inputs? As I said before to you, identify stakeholder is the process which you do it multiple times throughout the journey of your project. Now, maybe the first time you don't have these plans as the input. The first time you have project charter and business case as the input in the beginning, the first time. But when you are in the second and the third, right, process, then you will have these documents created and you will come back and make this as input, right? For example, like stakeholder engagement plan, right? When you are engaging the stakeholders, you will come to know that, hey, you have to inform or communicate to Mr. or Miss ABC of this department, right? That's a stakeholder. This means you will come back and update your stakeholder register also. You'll have some project documents also, like change log, issue log. Like for example, an issue happened on your project, like on our construction project. There was a heavy rainfall, because of which your project may get delayed by 5 months, right? Now uh, that's a big issue on your project. Now you have to take approval from ABC person of government, something because of ABC reason, right? So this means that new government employee becomes your output, and that person will be added in your stakeholder register. And now because there is a change request can also come into the picture, right, as an output because of this rainfall and stuff. So change request can also be your output over here. Then you will have agreements because you will have stakeholders from the contractor side, right? The third party you are involved in. EF and OP are the common ones, so you can ignore it. From a tools perspective, you know what expert judgment is. You know questionnaires and surveys and brainstorming. Like for example, when you are identifying the stakeholders, you are using questionnaires and surveys, right? You can ask your stakeholders, like high level stakeholders, whom do you think, which all departments you need to involve on this project, like things like that. That will help you to identify the stakeholders, right? Then you will have stakeholder analysis, document analysis. Sometimes you have to review some previous similar project documents, and at that time you came to know that it was very good for you to involve the plumber in the initial stages of the project, right? So that help you to identify plumber as an stakeholder, and you will come and update your stakeholder register accordingly. So where are you getting this information from? You are getting that information from document analysis, right? Then you have data representation, stakeholder mapping representation. You can map the stakeholders in, like, from a power interest grid perspective. That is also will be taken care. Again, this video, as explained before, you don't have to memorize anything. The main part is to understand and solve the questions which can be based out of the scenario which PMI will create for you. Okay, and of course you will have meetings as the input. You can ignore it. Okay, meetings is a common tool, so I don't explain. From an exam lens perspective, you can see that identify the real problem, context and phase, because we're still in the initiation phase. Identify what the scenarios, testing, judgment, analysis, collaboration, governance, value, interpretation, or an appropriate response. Like as I said before, these are the things which you need to know from an overall perspective, because you're still in the initiation focus area. They still want you to focus on initiation. Like see, from an agile perspective, includes user, product owner, sponsors, scrum team, vendors. From an agile perspective, all of these people will be your stakeholders, like your scrum master, your team, right? Your product owner, all these are your team member. Okay, and always keep that in mind. In agile, the best answer is always like, servant leadership, collaboration. Like in agile, look for collaboration, feedback loop, backlog refinement, language, lightweight governance. Like, at a overall perspective, that's what, like, basically the principle of agile is. Okay, let's do some exam questions and see. Okay, during planning for a health data platform, a security architect identifies a national data residency regulator that was not included in the original stakeholder list. So it's basically a new stakeholder which got added. The sponsor believes that legal department can represent the regulator's interest. Okay, so the legal department basically is a stakeholder. What would you do? How should they handle the discovery? Okay. A, add the legal department only because external regulators are not project stakeholders. I don't know from where this information came, so A is definitely not right. B, submit a change request because adding a stakeholder changes the project scope. Not necessarily, it may or may not, right? Again, B is like an okay choice as of now. If I don't find a better answer than this, then I'll go with B for now. C, identify and analyze the regulator and affected internal groups, then tailor engagement and communication based on influence, impact, and information. I think this is a better choice than option B, because B, it's not necessary that if a stakeholder gets added, that's a change request. That's not necessary. It may or may not. So B is not right from that perspective, because, and I feel C is now a better choice than B. So I'm gonna eliminate A and B both. So C is right now a good choice. Once again, I'm using my elimination technique. D, wait until the regulator requests information so the team does not create unnecessary work. So something has been identified and you want to wait. Nah. As a project manager, you have to immediately take the decision. So I'll go with C. C, and C is the correct choice. Good job. Once again, there is one more question as well, and this is like two answer choices question. So I will leave this for you to do and practice this question. And there's like face case study also, right? You have a case study question, which is very good. So again, we have added lot of new questions. We constantly update this tool, so you don't have to do anything at your end. We are constantly updating it, so automatically it will get updated. So good luck. If you want this free tool, we are sharing it with everyone. All you have to do is just go on my website www.eduhubspot.com/ITTO tool and fill in your information, and somebody from the team will share this with you. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video, which I think is on the planning side. Let's see. It's on the integrate and align project plan. So we will do this as your next video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.